We are live in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back, everybody, to the Right Way Sports Network. I'm your host, Daniel Alameda, and today I have my top 10 takeaways from the NFL Draft. Before I get into the video, make sure you guys like this video right now, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on all our social medias in the description down below. Make sure you guys go do that. Thank you guys very much. But without much further ado, let's get straight into my top 10 takeaways from the NFL Draft. Number 1, Baker Mayfield has no damn excuse. Listen, this past season was a complete and utter failure for the Browns. They had stars all over the place and everyone expected them to be Super Bowl contenders. But we all know how that turned out. They completely failed. But let's move on from last season. Let's forget about it. And this season, when we talk about their issues from last season, no offensive line, lack of chemistry, now you have another offseason to go in with your team. Now you signed the best tackle in the free agency, Jack Conklin. You drafted the best tackle in the draft, Jedrick Wills. You added talent on offense, Austin Hooper, Harrison Bryant. You added talent on defense, Grant Delpit. Baker Mayfield, you have the offense of your dreams. You have no excuse. You got rid of Freddie Kitchens, brought in a new coach. You have talent all over the place. You have one of the best running backs, Nick Chubb. Baker Mayfield, I'm going to make this very clear. You have no excuse. Number 2, the Detroit Lions are going to be a run-first offense. Last year, they hired new offense coordinator Darrell Bevell from the Seattle Seahawks, and he tried bringing his philosophy to the Detroit Lions, but it didn't quite work at first. His philosophy is we pound the rock and then take deep shots. But you can't pound the rock when your running backs are hurt, and you can't take deep shots when your quarterback is hurt. So now they are finally healthy. You added a second-round pick, DeAndre Swift, to make it three-headed monster so you can finally pound the rock. And now that Matthew Stafford is healthy, you can take deep shots. And that's not to mention the weapons that they have on offense. You have Kenny Golladay. You have Marvin Jones, first-round pick TJ Hawkinson. This offense is set up perfectly to have a high-flying offense. The NFC North is very defensive-minded with the Bears, the Packers, and the Vikings. But the Lions are going to try to flip the switch and have a high-flying offense take over the rest of the teams in the division. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills are the front-runners in the AFC East, and no one can convince me otherwise. The Buffalo Bills were 10-6 last year, and I know they had an easier schedule, but they were very defensive-minded. They beat teams through their defense. Their defense lost no talent, and they only gained talent. Listen, I understand their front seven might be getting a little bit old, but that's why they added second-round pick AJ Epinesa, who's going to be productive for them right away. They added cornerback Josh Norman through free agency, who might be able to turn his career around. Sean McDermott, the head coach, is an absolute defensive mastermind, and he's going to continue having this defense be a top 5 defense. That's pretty much the bread and butter of their defense, but their offense got so much better. Josh Allen, after his first 4 games, he only threw 4 interceptions the rest of the year. So as long as he continues to take care of the ball, he has weapons on offense. They added Stephon Diggs at wide receiver. They added Zach Moss at running back. So they're going to have a very balanced offense to go along with their dominant defense. And there is no way anyone can convince me that the Dolphins are competing, that the Patriots are competing since they lost Tom Brady, and the Jets are pretty much the only competition. But I'm confident in this team with their defense, with their solid base all around, and their mastermind head coach, Sean McDermott, are the front runners in the AFC East. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers understand that they will face major regression this season. Listen, Packers fans, I know this may be a tough pill to swallow, but it's the bottom line. It's being real. Your roster cannot compete with the likes of the 49ers, the Saints, the Buccaneers, and Matt LaFleur understands this. So he basically gave up his chance to compete for the next 2 years in hopes of winning more Super Bowls in the future. That's why he traded up for quarterback Jordan Love. He will not be ready for the next 2 years, so that is a future play. That's why he drafted running back A.J. Dillon to be a more run-heavy team. That's why all these moves and them not going out and drafting a single receiver in the draft points to them understanding that they will not compete this season. Number 5, the New England Patriots are rolling with quarterbacks Jarrett Sudham and Brian Hoyer. All the moves that they've made, by them not drafting a quarterback, by them not signing Cam Newton yet, it points to them being confident in Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer. Listen, Cam Newton, a former MVP, is such an intriguing option, but Bill Belichick likes reliability. He likes consistency, and that is why he re-signed Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer has thrived in the Patriots system before. Jarrett Sudham has been in the Patriots system for a year, and Bill Belichick wants a consistency, he wants a familiarity, and that is why he's rolling with the two guys who know the system. That's pretty much the bottom line. Like we like to call Tom Brady a system quarterback, Bill Belichick likes developing system guys. That's why he has two system guys, Jarrett Stidham, Brian Hoyer. They know the system. They are the future for at least the next season. Number 6, the AFC West is a gun show, not a track race. Listen, I hate when people call it a track race because sure, they're fast, but why not call it a gun show? A gun show, there are weapons all over the place. Let me run through every weapon in this division. Las Vegas Raiders, Henry Ruggs, Bryan Edwards, Lynn Bowden. Los Angeles Chargers, Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler. Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The Denver Broncos, Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, Melvin Gordon. Every single team has weapons. That is why they are a gun show. This is going to be one of the most electric divisions we have ever seen. Offenses, high-powered offenses. Everyone's trying to keep up with the Chiefs, and this division is going to be high-powered and explosive. Number 7, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the favorites in the NFC. Nothing could change my mind about this. When you consider that they were 7-9 last year, easily could have been 8-8. How can you consider with the straight... Number 7, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the favorites in the NFC. Nothing could change my mind about this. When you consider that they were 7-9 last year, easily could have been 8-8, and you see all the talent that they added, how can you truly believe that they're going to win anywhere less than 10 games? You can't. The defense, which was the best rush defense in the entire league, only added to it. You had Antoine Winfield Jr., a steal on the back end in the safety position, who could help in the run and pass game. That defense is going to be top 5 again. And the offense, we know Tom Brady's going to be way more conservative with the ball than Jameis Winston. You added an offensive tackle who helps the run game out, added a running back, Keyshawn Vaughn, added a slot receiver, Tyler Johnson. This team as a whole has the makings of a Super Bowl team. And there's no way you look at anywhere, any hole on this team, offensive line, tight end, receiver, running back, safety, cornerback, they have talent there. They are now the favorites in the NFC. Number 8, the Indianapolis Colts will win the AFC South. When I think about the Colts, I think about a very professional and balanced organization, and that's what shows in the roster. At offense, they added Michael Pittman, who's a red zone threat for new quarterback Phillip Rivers. The quarterback position, if Phillip Rivers goes down or if he plays inconsistent, you have veteran Jacoby Brissett. If he goes down, you have rookie Jacob Eason, who's also planning for the future for them. So right now, they're focusing on winning now and planning for the future. Their running back position is dominant. Jonathan Taylor, best college running back in a couple years. Marlon Mack, dominant running back. Behind the league's best offensive line. So this offense is a balanced run and pass game. Michael Pittman Jr. on the outside. And the defense, when you traded for DeForest Buckner, it got that much better. A very balanced team, but I can rely on this team to at least win me 8, 9, 10 games, whereas the Jaguars are tanking, the Titans are middle of the road, and the Texans are on a downward trend. Number 9, the Dallas Cowboys have the most talented offense in the entire NFL. No questions asked. Quarterback Dak Prescott is ever consistent, gave him the franchise tag. Ezekiel Elliott is going to have the best season of his career. CeeDee Lamb, best receiver in the draft. Amari Cooper, just re-signed him, and Michael Gallup is a great wide receiver. That's not to mention the already in place top 5 offensive line you have. This offense is so damn talented. Last year, they're already number 1 in the league in total passing yards. So this year, they're only going to add to that. Mike McCarthy, it is up to you now that you have the roster in place, you have the talent in place. It is up to you to take this team to the top, as the Cowboys are always talented, but they never quite seem to put it together. Number 10, the best time to draft a quarterback is when you do not need one. I understand the frustration with the picks, Packers fans and Eagles fans. But hear me out. Be optimists, guys. Look at the bright side. Now, Packers fans, you have a future to look forward to after Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love can sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a couple years, learn, and possibly be your new franchise guy. Eagles fans, what happened in the playoffs this past year? Carson Wentz went down for injury, and you lost. What happened 3 years ago? Carson Wentz went down for injury, and Nick Foles was there, your backup quarterback, to take you to the promised land. So now you have an insurance policy. Jalen Hurts may not be the best quarterback, but now you're confident that if Carson Wentz were to ever go down, you have some sort of future, some sort of potential to look forward to. Let me name you guys a couple things. Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. Just look at the bright side, and maybe these two guys could potentially be your new franchise guys. And if not, they're just good insurance policies. That's the bottom line. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. That was my top 10 takeaways from the NFL draft. Now we have so much more content coming for you guys. We got power rankings, we got hot takes, we got so many more rankings, everything coming to you guys. Make sure to check out our website. Follow us on all our social medias in the description down below. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you guys very much. Comment down below. Anything else, I am out.